from what we've learned from small businesses like yourself, is that there's basically three objectives that business owners come across. The first being cash flow. This is obviously the blood flow to the business, and therefore the best point for it to grow, or vice versa, struggle and go backwards from where you want to be. The next is the management of your people, the tools to help you out with that, and finally it's risk, dealing with risk and learning how to lower that risk. So with those three being said, do you find that yourself falls in there, or which one do you generally concern yourself with most?
Cash management or cash flow.
Cash flow? Does not surprise me one bit. That's what most business owners usually is the upfront concern that they had. Also, with that being said, that generally all businesses can find themselves in one of these four stages. First is going to be your startup stage, where you're first opening your doors. Next will be a survival, where you've kind of been established a little bit, but you're trying to get over that profit hump and really start turning the profit you're looking for.
Right.
Takeoff is when you finally hit that point and profits are starting to come in, and you're looking how to maintain that and get to the final success, where you've reached the levels that you're hoping for as a small business owner, the returns that you're looking for, and then obviously keeping those the success that you've had in place. So some interesting stats, and the first one that goes right along with what you said with your concerns with cash flow is that we've actually found out that 48% of small business owners say that cash flow is their top concern. Okay, which is exactly what you said. It doesn't matter which function of the business life that you're in, whether it's the startup or success.
Right. I think I'm in like survival.
It's the next one to move along.
Okay.
So yes, to jump from survival to takeoff is obviously cash flow is a very important concern there to make it to that next level to get those profits. Next is 58% of let me ask you this first. HR, managing your people. Do you have an HR specialist? Is it something that you take on yourself?
HR specialist, that's kind of all me.
Yeah, that is all you? Yeah, we find that wearing all sorts of hats from all different angles of the business. But 58% of all HR, human resources tasks, administrative tasks, are 58% of that time is administered towards the tasks versus actually developing, honing the skills of your workforce, and therefore hopefully generating and moving you up the ladder towards the takeoff and then their success. So 58% of your time is administrative. Okay. The next one is that we find is that the Department of Labor has actually found that 7 out of 10 businesses are actually in some way out of compliance with their wage offerings or their hourly. It's just all the litigation that's involved with the Department of Labor. 7 out of every 10 businesses are actually out of compliance. What would that mean to your business?
What would?
Being out of compliance mean, you know, 7 out of 10, and 70% of businesses are somewhere out of risk if an audit came on.
I think, well, an audit, that means, that goes back to cash flow, right? Like, I mean, an audit would cost a lot of money and I guess put us out of business.
Yeah, it definitely, it's a big concern that keeps you from reaching that goal, inevitably reaching that successful point that you're looking to get.
That makes sense.
So, and then the final one is 1 out of every 4 employees are actually looking to make a transition out of their current company into another company within a year's time.
Wow.
So again, how many employees did you say you had again?
8, and then
8.
myself.
Okay, so that's saying on an average 8-man business that they're looking, 2 people are actually considering leaving your business within the course of a year. What would that mean?
I mean, I would have, it depends who left, but if there are a couple that, if they left, that would really, really impact my business in a negative way.
And generally think about this, if it's the ones that obviously are most important to you and are therefore probably your most valuable, generate you the most revenue, help you out the most, it's probably going to be easiest for them to find another job.
Yeah, that makes
because of their skill levels or their credentials. So just keep that in mind. 1 out of every 4 employees are looking to move from their current employer. Okay. These are the exact reasons why small business owners have chosen to partner with ADP over the years. This is things where we can help you out. With ADP, you're going to get the tools that you need to move your business in the direction you want. I like to explain this kind of as like a roller coaster. And what you're trying to do at the start of a roller coaster is what? Get to the top.
Yes.
So what ADP has done is created some tools, some cash tools, some cash management to help you with your cash flow that we already talked about was a major concern of yours. With each one, it helps move you a little bit further up that ladder that you're trying to get to. But the big thing, we'd like to think that the only possible way as a business owner to move is up. We know that's not true. There's definitely the risk of, one, not having that cash flow will move you back. Losing those important people will move you back. And finally, any of that risk being out of compliance, any of those fines or penalties are going to move you back.
Yeah.
So whereas we give you those cash, these different tools, it's going to, one, help move you up, but it's also going to prevent you, like that roller coaster when you hear that click, when you go up, that's if something happens and you can't go up anymore, it's still going to keep you from coming back. So it's working both ways to move you forward and prevent you from dropping back down to that startup and hopefully never having to shut your doors and moving you in that direction. So we got the cash tools, the cash flow tools, cash management. We also have HR tools to help with the management of those employees. From there, we move up to compliance, dealing with all those issues and basically making sure that you never have to worry about you taking on any of those unnecessary risks or any of those necessary penalties.
Right.
So compliance there. And finally, you will always have the best technology available to you. It's just one of those things to give you a competitive advantage over your competition is that you have the best tools. It's one less thing with all the things you have to worry about is not having the proper techniques and tools in place to make sure you're moving in that direction. So how does that sound?
Sounds great. I love the way you spelled it out, and I can definitely see the benefits of partnering with ADP. Thank you, John.
All right.